Okay, guys. Well, first I want to say thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. You could have been anywhere else. You could have been doing whatever you wanted to do, but you decided to come on here. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. You're both probably wondering why and what I've called you on here for, which will be explained shortly. Um, I would also like to say that everything that you hear, I'd like to just say keep an open mind. Listen for anything that might appeal to you or anybody else that you might know. Um, and that's the main thing I would say whilst listening. Just keep your eyes peeled, listen carefully, and hopefully you'll both get something from it. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to a very valuable business partner of mine, Danny Wells. She's been in the business for quite a while now. She's been in the business for about 3 years, is it? 3+ years?
Coming up to 3 years.
Yeah. So, she's very versed on how the business works. She's quite successful, very helpful, a really nice, down-to-earth person. And I'm sure she'll come across really well. A lot better than me anyway.
Pressure's on now.
Yeah, pressure is on. Yeah, put it all on you now, Dan. I think maybe I should talk about why I've decided to join the business. Well, first of all, I'd like to say we originally, Amanda, my partner, joined back in 2015, and we decided that it was going to be a joint thing that was going to do together, mainly because we're thinking about starting our own family, and and wanting to be, hands-on parents and just spend the time with our children, as well as, being able to afford to do that, because obviously when you work a full-time job, that can get in the way of things. So we thought, okay, let's start with making a second income alongside what we do, and then eventually the plan was to make enough income to be able to move away from our jobs and be financially free. So on our journey we did really well. First couple months, we promoted to the first level, so we were getting paid more or less straight away. And then I think for us, after about 6 months, life got in the way a little bit, as it does. I think, but the most thing I would say is that I think that we forgot the core principles of this business and what you have to do in order to sustain it, which is, one, I would say, you have to follow up with the people that you're providing the service to, which is a key thing, because it shows that you care. And, we did care, but obviously, like I said before, life gets in the way. And also you have to, make people aware of the opportunity and what's in it for them. So tell as many people as possible, and also provide the service to the people who are fully aware and who like what your service is about. So I would say
Still there, Ben? Hello? Oh no, I think he's gone. Are you back? Ben?
hello, what happened there?
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Hello?
Yep. You're back. Hello?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, we're back?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So, where was I? Yeah, so over the past couple of years, obviously went through my own trials and tribulations with work and my health, and I had to do quite a bit of soul searching, because I recently, or over the last year or so, I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure. My weight went up, and mainly this was all kind of work related. And over the last sort of 6 months, it's made me realize what's really important in life. And then it occurred to me that this business is purely it's focused on health and well-being. The products are geared towards that, and the people within the business are very positive. They encourage you to do the right things, and it's that's what really attracted me to this business in the first place. The fact that everyone's so positive, everyone wants to help, and nobody wants to, there's no sort of blame culture like you can get in some sort of, in some companies that you work for. It's very positive, and everyone wants to help. And it's kind of like a family community thing. So that was the main thing for me, why I wanted to come back into the business in the first place. So, and also, the business encourages you to be a better version of yourself, which, I think we all striving to do that anyway. But this business kind of, that is that they have high emphasis on that. And it's what I'm really, passionate about. Is that Vic who's just joined?
Yes.
Right, okay. Thanks for coming on, Vic.
That's okay. I just zoomed in from work, so I'll chip in when you start the PowerPoint.
Right, okay. So I think I've got across the main reason why I've joined, because the business is so positive, and the opportunity that it has great products, it has great people, and I just like being around the energy and the atmosphere, as well as the community it holds something for me personally and my family personally, and it can change our lives, and I believe it has changed my life in so many ways already. So that was the main reason why I wanted to come back into the business, because as well as it being financially a good idea, it's also psychologically and health-wise, it's something I would encourage anybody to get into, definitely. So I think now I'm going to start boring you all with my story and get to the nitty-gritty and talk about why we've called you on in the first place and what this opportunity has to hold for you. So, Vic or Danny, would you like to kick off?
Yeah, I'll
talk about.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, so much for coming on to one of Ben's business launch. And myself and Vic are going to just give you a very, very brief summary of what the business is. And both myself and Vic and Ben are all very passionate about this business. And we're going to sort of tell you why that is. But what you're probably going to find over the next sort of 15, 20 minutes is you're going to get a lot of information, and it's going to make complete sense to you all why Ben is pursuing his business with Arbonne as opposed to any other route. And what you're going to find at the end of the call is you're probably going to have questions, and that's fantastic. The reason why we're not going to go into depth tonight is because this is just an overview. We don't want to bore everybody solid. So myself and Vic are going to give you a very brief overview of the business, and then we're going to end the call. And all the questions that you've got, please do send them to Ben. And what he'll do is he'll answer each of your questions accordingly. So before we start, my name is Danny Wells, and I have had my Arbonne business for 3 years. I actually used to work for Specsavers Opticians under the ophthalmology background. Loved my job. Problem was, I literally was exchanging my time for a paycheck. So I had to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, had 4 weeks off a year, much like probably everybody else on the call. And that was how I earned a paycheck, which suits a lot of people, unless you're like me or like Vic or like Ben, where, do you know what? We are not wanting to be tied down to a job. We want to have more freedom. We want to have more time off in the week. We want to wake up in the morning, and if it's a nice sunny day, say, do you know what? I'm going to have a day out in the garden. We want to be able to spend time with our children, then obviously future children, and be able to go to sports days and swimming lessons and just basically have that flexibility, but without sacrificing an income. So to be able to enjoy life but still have a corporate style income, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I started my Arbonne business up 3 years ago. It's all online. My online business runs 24/7, but I personally only work a couple of hours a day. So I get to bring in a corporate income working part-time from my laptop. It's amazing. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit in just a moment. I'll just hand you over to Vic so she can just say a little bit about herself before we begin.
Hi, so my name is Vic, as they've said. I'm Ben's sponsor, and Danny, who you just heard from, is my sponsor. I found Arbonne a couple of years ago now, coming up for 2 years, I think it is. Met Danny online through a mutual friend. At the time, I was on maternity leave. I was a science teacher at the time, not wanting to go back into science teaching, not wanting to teach at all, and I was looking for something else. And that's when I came across Danny online, and as soon as I found out about network marketing through her, I knew that I had to get into network marketing. At that point, I wasn't sure if it was going to be Arbonne or whether it was going to be something else, because there's so many network marketing companies. But as I looked into lots of different companies, I realised that because of the products and the ethics and the family culture that everybody's already talked about, I knew that it had to be with Arbonne. I am still teaching, but I'm now in special needs teaching, and I love it. I still love teaching. So even if, you know, I'm not working anymore, I'd still want to volunteer and carry on doing my teaching in special needs. But as Danny's already said, if you've got any more questions at the end of this presentation, I think we need to zoom on with the presentation. So I'm going to hand back to Danny, and I'll speak again in a bit more about the products and how amazing they are.
Wonderful. Okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, so what is it that Ben is up to? What's this online franchise, if you like, that is doing? So the business is called Arbonne. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd never heard about Arbonne. When I was first spoken to about this business by a lady that I knew who was running an Arbonne business around her children, enjoying her life, she was telling me about what it was that she did, because I was intrigued, I was interested. I wanted to know how people get to have all of this free time, yet have this residual income. How do people do it? How do people generate this income every single month, whether they're working or not, whether they're traveling, whether they're abroad? How do people build a residual income? So I was really intrigued, and my friend basically told me everything that we're going to go through with you tonight. She said it's a company called Arbonne. And I said, I've never heard of that. What is it? And she said, basically, it's a company that's got a Swiss heritage. As soon as she said Swiss, I thought, okay, well, it must be good then. Like, we all know that the Swiss standard of everything is good. So I was like, okay. And then she said, it is a health and wellness company. Now that pricked my ears up, because taking you back 20 years ago, if somebody had told me about a business that was to do with houses, I know that real estate housing was where money was being made 20 years ago. We've had the housing boom. Now, the way things are going in our economy, the boom is in health and wellness. Like, we all know the next $1 trillion industry is health and wellness. So as soon as she said health and wellness business, I was already in. I was thinking, yes, I need to have my own business in health and wellness. So it was already starting to appeal to me. And then she said, it makes these amazing products. I was like, okay, right. And she's very credible and she likes her products. So I kind of didn't really need to go into that anymore, because I already knew the products must be exceptional for her to be using them. So I thought, okay. And then she said, the products are not sold in shops. And I thought, why? Like, if the products are so good, why are they not sold in shops? And she said, because if these products were sold in shops, Danny, they would be inaffordable. I was like, right, okay. She said, the beauty of this business is the founder, Peter Mork, who founded this company, wanted people to be able to have more time to enjoy life. So what he did was he created Arbonne that enabled people to have an online business that obviously runs 24/7, with or without you. The business runs like your Facebook account runs 24/7. You don't have to be there for your Facebook account to be running. Same as Arbonne, it runs 24/7, with or without you. And what we do is we have our own little shop front, a little bit like a virtual franchise, a little online shop. And people come along to our online shop. They buy all of their health and wellness products, like in a one-stop motion. And then those products are paid for online, and then they're delivered by courier delivery straight to their door. So I was like, okay, so I don't have to deliver catalogs. I don't have to take money off anybody. I don't have to organize any of the postage myself. It all gets done online. It's all clean and simple. And she said, yes. So I said, well, how do you make money? And she said, that's the best bit. A percentage of every product bought from your website, you get paid. So I said to her, Emma, this sounds fabulous. The only thing is, I don't have time to be earning £50 a month, £100 a month. I just don't have time for pocket money. And she said, Danny, we're talking £1,000 plus. We're talking £5,000 a month. And I went, oh my gosh, I don't have a lot of time, but I'm willing to carve out a couple of hours a day, and I'm willing to learn this business. Can I learn it from scratch? And she said, yes, because I didn't have any business experience, and I definitely didn't have any health and wellness experience. So the fact was, she gave me a business in a box, and I was able to learn everything that I needed to learn from scratch to build up the income that I was searching for. So, so, so simple.
Okay, over to me then. So just like Danny's been saying, you can earn as you're doing whatever you're doing. You just slot it in. So I'm still working full time at the minute. I've just zoomed back from parents' evening. But while I've been at work, people can come online, buy from my shop. So I'm earning money while I'm earning money working as well. So it is something you can fit around your work and your current commitments. And I said earlier that the thing that pushed me towards Arbonne, or one of the things, was the products. So here is a little snapshot of some of our products, and we have over 400 different products amongst different ranges. So we've got our skincare range, and within that we've got our anti-aging flagship range, which is the RE9, which has come out on independent tests as being the best results in 24 hours. So you get lots of products out there, and I was very much like this. I didn't believe that creams and things that you can put on your face would actually do anything until I tried the RE9. And this was the first range that I tried before I joined Arbonne. And as soon as I put it on, I was blown away. So this is our flagship range, the RE9, and it has, even though I didn't think it could get any better, it has just been reformulated and released back in April. So it's just got even better. It's just incredible. And this comes in the men's anti-aging, the ladies anti-aging, but also in the men's range as well. We have a Clear Future range, which is for spot prone skin, and we have special treatments, just incredible products in the skincare range. And then we've got the nutrition. So if anyone's interested in sport or just generally want to keep themselves healthy, because obviously our skin on the outside is a reflection of what we're putting into our body, then we have the nutrition range. And again, one of my favorite products is in there, and that is the Fizz Sticks. And if you want to know more about Fizz Sticks, ask Ben and he'll let you know. But these are little drinks that just give you that energy, that boost while being healthy, so they can replace all your fizzy drinks or coffee, tea, anything like that. It replaces it and gives you that buzz. So ask Ben about those. And then we've got our bath, body, personal care range. Within that, we've got toothpaste, shampoos, shampoos for coloured hair, shampoos for normal hair, just any kind of hair. Baby range. So the baby range, again, I use that on my children, and it's helped me get away from all of the high street products that have things like SLS, the sodium lauryl sulfate that's in there to make bubbles and nothing else, but it's actually drying your skin out. So we have within the baby range wash, and we also have lotion and sun cream and nappy cream as well. And this is just a range that's helped me step away from products that were given to me by the doctor to cure things like eczema. I've been able to step back away from those because this ABC range has just helped my children's skin so much. We've also got a spa range within there, and we've got deodorants in there. And our deodorants, as well as all of our other products, are free from things that are called parabens. So if you've heard of parabens, these are things that are put into products on the high street to make them last longer, but actually are really nasty for our skin, something that we don't want in our body. They haven't been linked to causing cancer, but they have been linked where they've been found inside some cancers. So it's something that we want to avoid. We don't want to be around these products, and all of the range, all of our products within R1 are free from these parabens. Sorry, my voice is going a bit. And probably my favourite range is the makeup. So not something Ben personally uses.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, not I know. Well, I know your other half does, and she loves it.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
And I just love the makeup. The makeup has light reflective properties. Just is like having your own lighting system carried around with you. Incredible. So if you want to try the makeup, even if Ben's not got it all himself personally, he can help you to try that.
Yeah. Okay, so what is social marketing? So basically, Arbonne is a social marketing company. Now, the difference between a company like Arbonne and a retailer, say like Boothe, is that with Boothe, they go through the traditional retail route. So all products that come to Boothe go through this cycle. So traditional retail, your product will go through the manufacturer, a wholesaler, the warehouse, and through the sales force before it gets to the store. Now, all of these processes and all of these areas in which the product goes to, it all takes time. Now, if your product's taking that much time to get to the store, in some cases it could take years to get to the store, how do you think your product is being preserved that long before it gets to the shop floor? Now, I think somebody mentioned earlier, I think Vic mentioned earlier about all the nasties that you can get inside your products. Now, one of the main things they use within products to preserve them is mineral oil or petroleum, which is a byproduct of petrol. And if you was to have any sort of byproduct of petrol in your hand, there is no possible way that you would put it anywhere near your skin if you knew what it looked like in its real form. But yet still, we're putting these things on our body, on our face, everywhere. And also, the cost that gets involved in traditional retail is why certain things are more expensive than others. So the reason why Arbonne can price their products at a reasonable rate and an affordable rate is because it doesn't have to go through the different channels before it gets to the store. So a manufacturer would have to get paid, and that marks up the price. The wholesaler has to get paid, or the staff within the wholesaler has to get paid. That marks up your product price. The warehouse also gets paid. That brings the price up even more. And then you get somebody like Cheryl Cole, who's part of the sales force, who markets L'Oreal. And, she comes on the TV and tells you that you're worth it. So, I don't think you really need somebody like that to tell you how good a product is. You can get a friend or somebody like that to recommend you. And that's how most things we do in this world that's how we get involved with things. It's not necessarily a celebrity or anybody on TV who encourages us or influences us. Sorry, it's mainly our network, people who we know. So whenever you go and watch a film, or whenever you're not sure about going to watch a film, who's the first people you ask? Or it's mainly a friend who recommends a certain film, a certain restaurant, what retailers to shop at. all of these things mainly come from a friend or somebody who you know. But with social marketing, which is what Arbonne is, they just have one stage, and it's the manufacturer, and it goes straight from the manufacturer, and they use us, who are independent consultants, to kind of advertise their products, so they don't have to pay anybody else to market their product. So that's where they're able to cut costs and cut time, and they're able to have their products freshly made, so they don't need any preservatives in them, because they reach the customer in a timely manner, which is 2-3 days. So they can afford to have their products freshly made. And I would say that is the main difference between traditional retail and social marketing. One, the amount of people and the amount of time it takes to get to the consumer, and with social marketing as well, the products that they use don't have to be preserved with anything, because they don't take as long to get to the consumer. And yeah, that's the main basis of social marketing.
Okay, fabulous. So you're probably thinking, okay, it sounds great, the products sound great, it makes absolute sense as to why this company was actually made. It was made purely so that people could access the most luxury, fantastic, results-driven products. Like Vic's touched on the products, and Ben has as well. The products are amazing. People can access these incredible products at affordable prices, because we're not paying for that whole middle process like Ben said. And on top of that, it enables average people like myself, Ben, Vic, and thousands and thousands and thousands of other people across the world to be able to build this income that you're able to build with Arbonne. And 47% of Arbonne consultants are professionals. And when I say professionals, I mean doctors, lawyers, solicitors, podiatrists, people of that sort of caliber that have got great incomes, but they've got no time. They are literally working 60 plus hours a week. So 47% of Arbonne consultants work full-time professional jobs, and they build an Arbonne income on the side. And the reason why they do that is to enable themselves to have more free time. So I'm going to tell you now how much you earn from building an Arbonne business. And this may be an absolute fit for somebody that you know. And if it is, then that person that you know definitely needs to speak to Ben as soon as possible to have their questions answered, because the sooner they get started with this business, the better, because it is an incredible business to be a part of. The ship is absolutely sailing. So level number 1 is a district manager. A district manager on average earns £150 a month. Now, when I first saw that, and I had said to Emma, who explained the business to me, I said, I do not have time to carve out a couple of hours a day to earn £150 a month. I really, really don't, Emma. To me, that was not worth it. And she said, Danny, that's an average. She said, some people earn less than that and some people earn more than that. Do you consider yourself average? And I said, no, I don't. So she said, right, there you go then. So I started my business and I built myself to district manager within 4 months, so quicker than the average 7 months. My paycheck here was £700 a month, so absolutely above the average. So if you think the person that you know would be interested in Arbonne, are they an above average person? And if they are, their incomes are going to be above the average incomes shown on this slide. So that was me 4 months into the business. Now, £700 a month may not be life-changing for a lot of people, but you know, it absolutely was for us, because my husband was working 7 days a week just to try and bring in the income that our family needed at that point. So I was able to say to him, Ian, I've been working part-time, an online business. I'm now earning £700 plus a month. You can drop a couple of days from work now. And that is exactly what he did. He stopped working weekends, which was incredible. So maybe not life-changing for everybody, but it definitely was for us. I carried on building my business and I reached level number 2, which is area manager. Now, the average at level 2 is about £900 a month. For me, it took me 6 months to reach this point, and I was earning £2,000 a month. So again, completely above the average. Still doing the same hours a day, still fitting this in around a very, very, very busy life. In fact, what I actually gave up to find the time to do Arbonne, because I didn't have free time. I didn't get to the end of the week on a Sunday night and think, wow, I had 20 hours this week where I did nothing. Like, that was not the case. I had no free time. So I had to give up something. What I gave up to build my Arbonne business was TV. So I used to watch about 1 to 2 hours a day of TV. And I just cut that out. And instead of watching TV 1 to 2 hours a day, I instead started working on my online Arbonne business and helping people make product choices that are right for them. So area manager, £2,000 plus a month. That was huge for us because I used to be a no person. People would say, Danny, do you want to go out for so-and-so's birthday meal? No, I can't afford it. Danny, can you put money in for so-and-so's anniversary present? No, I can't afford it. Danny, it's your kid's sports day. Do you want to go? No, I can't get time off work. I was always saying no to things that I really wanted to say yes to. So although I wasn't money driven, I was driven by the fact that if I had more money, I could actually say yes to things that I always wanted to say yes to, but I had to always say no to. So reaching level 2, area manager, 6 months in, it changed everything, because everything that people asked me to do that I wanted to say yes to, I was then able to say, yeah, of course, yes, yes. And it just made me such a happier person. I kind of beat depression, beat anxiety at this point, and I just was happy every single day. And money definitely doesn't buy happiness, but it really does help take away a lot of stress and a lot of strain. Then I carried on building my business to regional vice president. So this is level 3. The average income here is £3,700 a month. So for me, it actually took me 11 months to build to level 3, so a lot quicker than the average. And I was actually earning about £6,000 to £7,000 a month here, doing exactly the same, working 1 to 2 hours a day on my Arbonne business, fitting it in around my children and around my life. And actually, what this meant was I was able to say to my husband, phone your boss and tell him you're never coming back to work anymore, which he did. So he was able to leave his job completely 11 months into building my business, which was incredible. And now he's been able to pursue his dreams. You know, he's got dreams of his own. So financially, the Arbonne business covers us. Also, at regional vice president level number 3, you're also given a cash bonus that pays for you to have a white Mercedes. It has to be a brand new car, it has to be a Mercedes, and it has to be white. Other than that, it's absolutely your choice what you pick. It's your car. And the reason why Arbonne pay for that car is to represent how many people you have helped. Because when you reach level 3, it means you have helped a significant amount of people with product purchases, and people start their own Arbonne business. So it pretty much symbolises that you have helped an enormous amount of people, which is a great way to show people. And everything in this business is all about recognising people and celebrating everything that people do. It's an incredibly happy place, a happy company to work with. Then you've got level number 4, which is national vice president. The average income here is £13,000 a month upwards. I am just about to hit this level, so unfortunately I cannot give you my income at this point because I'm not there yet, but I will be in the next couple of months, and I will have achieved that within 3 years. So again, under the average. What I can tell you is my mentor is at this level, and she is just promoted to this level. So within her first month of promoting, she is earning over £10,000 a month, and that is only month 1 of promoting. So that will just grow and grow and grow and grow. So those are all 4 of the levels, and I think Vic's just going to end the call with, where do you see yourself?
Okay, yeah. If my voice lasts this last bit. Okay, so now you've heard everything. You've probably still got lots of questions, as we said, but I want you to have a look at this. Where do you see yourself now? You might be, like I was, like Ben was, like Danny was, ready to jump in, ready to say, you know what, I could sit here and ponder about this and think, oh, what about this, what about that? Or you could be thinking, what about if I just jump in, go for this? I've got these amazing sponsors that are going to help me and coach me along the way. And I could just go for it, give it a go. What have I got to lose? Which is what we did. And you could do the same and start up your own business with a really low startup fee. And from that moment, you can start getting your products at anything from 35 to 50% off the retail price. And you can start earning money straight away and start building your business right away. Or maybe you're thinking, do you know what, actually at the minute I want to just find out a little bit more about the business, but these products sound absolutely incredible and I need to start using them right now. And if that's you, then again, you can speak to Ben. He'll happily talk to you more about the products, let you try them if you want to try them. And you can just buy the products as a client at full retail, or if there's a few things that you've got in mind that you'd really like to try, then you could become something that's called a preferred client. And a preferred client, for a one-off joining fee, gets anything from 20 to 40% off the retail price, and you can get loads of treats along the way, build up rewards and that kind of thing. Or maybe you're thinking, do you know what, I'd like to get some of the products, but I'd also like to share this with a few of my friends. I've got some friends that I think would really be interested in this and knowing more, just like you now have. You can invite them round to your house, and then we could come along, bring some of the products, have a really fun night, have a bit of bubbly, whatever is your style, and try some of the products and host a little event to your house, and there might be a little treat in for the host, whoever's doing that. So that's the different options. But thanks for listening. Danny, you're going to say a closing thank you?
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to myself as well. And Ben, did you want to say anything? And before I do hand over to Ben, like Vic said, do message your questions to Ben, because I'm sure you've probably got questions, whether that's, Ben, I need to know much more about these products. You know, I'm really product driven. I need to know everything else about the products. That's great. Or you might say, Ben, I'm really interested in starting this business myself. I just don't know really where to begin. Everything that Vic said sounded great. Maybe I see myself as a consultant, but I just need a little bit more information. That's fine as well. Or there might be something else that you just want to know more about, and that's great. Send Ben a message and he'll be able to send you tons of information that's specific to what you want to know. So over to you, Ben, to end the call.
Right, thanks for that, Danny. Vic, thank you very much for coming on the call and speaking for us. I would like to say thank you to everybody who joined on the call. Like I said before at the start, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and I really appreciate that. Hopefully you've got something from the call and have an idea on where you see yourself. But any questions, any reservations, anything like that, I'm here to speak to. Send me a message. You know where I'm at. So thank you, guys, and goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.